They call it Machinery Row at the Performance Racing Industry Show. There is so much to see. Stay with us in this video because we're going to give you a taste of it. We have an individual here from Centroid. We also have the world's quickest and fastest motorcycle drag racer, Larry McBride, Nitro Harley racer, Bagger racer, Michael Beland. Guys, let's learn a little bit about all this incredible machinery.
Well, this is a Centroid. I believe it's a 5-axis machine. Same thing that Vance and Hines uses at their place, and the Centroid man here can probably tell you a little bit more about it.
Sure. What do we look?
The same things they use at Vance and Hines.
What are we looking at here?
This is our A590 5-axis machine, 27 horsepower spindle. It's just we're porting some Edelbrock Big Victor 12 cylinder heads that they provided us for the show.
That is amazing. What is the ballpark cost on a machine like this, if you can say?
Ballpark, the show price on this for the port-only option is $283,900.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I mean, having something like this in the race world would be so incredibly beneficial, wouldn't it?
Well, it's great to have. It'd be absolutely great to have, but you're better off in our world. In my world, I'm better off to go to somebody like Vance and Hines and have Vance and Hines do my work, do my cylinder head for you. This machine here, you got to justify the cost of the machine, so you got to have enough production to be able to do it.
So what you're saying is this is a shopping aisle for people like Byron Hines and other great individuals with big shops like that?
Absolutely. You got to be a nice, and you got to have the right people to run the machines. This is no keyboard punching machine. This here is a very fine. This is a piece of art right here that takes somebody with some very good knowledge to operate. Once you get it going, and then whoever once it gets programmed, yeah, the machine's really smart, and anybody can run it.
Let's take a look at the controls over here. If you could, tell me a little bit about what we're looking at with these numbers.
All right, so what you see here is the G code. These are basically the coordinates of where the tool needs to go to machine. In this case, it's doing a seat roughing operation in the cylinder head.
Now, for somebody to operate this, what type of education would they need? Is this something universities provide or technical colleges?
They do. One of the things with us is we provide it's a turnkey package. So you get the machine, the tooling, the fixturing, we seat of Mastercam software, and we provide training. So we teach you how to run the actual machine. So at the end of the training, you have one complete program ready to go. You can start porting your cylinder heads right away.
One of the things we want to mention about CNC porting is it's completely repeatable. Where if Larry or I went in there and hand ported it, 2 heads are not going to be the same. So every head that comes out the machine is going to be within microns of each other, perfectly ported exactly to the master plan.
And that's money for you guys because as drag racers, if you find something that works, then you can mass produce it.
Well, and Centroid is probably one of the, as far as one of the most elite head porting machines, I believe, that there is on the market today. And if it wasn't, I don't think Vance and Hines would have one. And I can't remember exactly which machine they got, but they can do multiple.
They have an A532 and they have an A560 XL, so they actually have 2 of our machines currently.
And they can do multiple heads, if I'm correct.
Oh yeah.
They can do multiple heads at one time, set it up, and it can go from one head to the next head and do multiple heads. And the repeatability is just unbelievable. Like, I just sent some heads back to Vance and Hines that are my heads that they sponsored me with, and that we heard at our last race when we reset the record. And what they're going to do now, they got to go in there and do some welding, but they'll put it back into the Centroid, and everything will come back exactly 100% to spec.
Amazing.
Identical. So
amazing.
That's the best part about these machines. Not only the speedability, but these machines here are probably one of the fastest.
Wow. It's truly amazing. Well, let's just say, let's give you guys a fantasy. Santa Claus leaves this under your tree. How excited are you two?
Oh, I'd just win the lottery. Hell with Santa Claus.
Well, thanks so much for showing us. If people want more information about this, where can they go?
They can go to centroidcnc.com or they can contact us directly. So
It's a thing of beauty. Thanks so much for showing us.
thank you.
Take a look, guys. We'll give you one. My name's Larry.
So a lot of people say 4-axis, 5-axis. This is what a 5-axis means. This is what the machine is using for dimensions from a starting point called 0 point. So right now the X is negative 25 millimeters to the left, and -1 to the right, and up and down, and the angles also. Everything, that's why it's called 5-axis. So take a look at the head and watch it spin. And don't forget, there's hundreds of different tool bits. But this thing just goes up inside itself, changes a tool bit, and comes right back down and goes right back to work. You don't have to touch it.
What an amazing piece of machinery.
It blows my mind.
And it seems like they get better each and every year.
They get better and better. These things get outdated like every 5 years. You gotta buy a new one.
Could you imagine as a shop owner having one of these?
Nope. I don't do enough volume anyways, but it would be awesome.
Now, what do you think you would need in terms of education to be able to operate one of these?
A year of school.
A year of school. Where are some of the places you can go? Is it brain surgeon? I mean, is it something to community college, a technical school?
Community colleges do offer them now. A lot of them, yeah. There's online schools. There's free software you can buy, like Fusion 360. You can start to learn the CAD design stuff, and Fusion 360 goes directly into the machine without an interpreter to interpret a G code, so you can design and go directly to a machine.
So interesting, guys. Love watching this dude's thing. And to think, many years ago, this was a guy sitting there
On a Bridgeport with 2 handles.
porting by hand.
We're sitting there with a grinder just going to town. Yeah, they still do that too, yeah.
We've come a long way, haven't we?
Yes, we have, that's for sure.
All right, continuing on here down Machine Row, let's take a look at this machine. What's this machine?
We're leaving this thing. It's boring.
Boring. It's boring. It is boring, guys. If they said it's boring, I guess that means we got to move on and see what else we can find.
Over here at the CNC home.
How about this? Hope you guys are enjoying this. Continuing on here, Larry and Mike, what are we looking at here?
This is a 30 cylinder head machine. This is the newer model. It's a lot newer than the one I've got. I've probably had mine for the last 15 or so years, and I can't say it does any better job, but it sure looks pretty. I can tell you that.
How about it, Mike?
Mine is a manual machine also, like Larry's. This is computer controlled for, again, repeatability. That's what everyone's after in the automotive and performance industry. So this machine, we can cut these seats out, put larger seats in for larger valves, reface the seats to get a better valve seal, or sink the seat to get the correct valve protrusion. That's how much the valve sticks out the other side.
So in layman's terms, as far as performance goes, why do you want to alter those valve seats or change valves?
Bigger.
Bigger. Different angles. You know, you have multiple angles with this type of machine. So it's
Some cut radiuses.
you know,
Now explain that too.
Some people like a radius on their thing instead of 5 angles, a full radius.
What's the difference?
Float.
Well,
well, you can
All
have the
about
best.
flow.
You can have the best port job in the world, and the valve job can screw your whole process up. Just the valve
you
job.
can have a stock port with a really good valve job and pick up a bunch.
And be better than some of the heads.
Better
that
than
they're
some of the
putting
heads
in.
that people pay a lot of money for.
Yep.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, they don't even realize that, but that's what it's all about. That's why it's so nice to have the head machine that we was just looking at, the CNC head machine, because it's repeatability.
Right.
You know, you get one good head, you can repeat it.
Wow.
From here on out.
Here's the angles of the valve seat right here. The 3 angles with a profile description. And again, pneumatically controlled, just like that big machine over there.
another valuable tool.
$150,000 minimum.
Continuing on down Machine Row, we caught up with Sunnen. Very, very pleased to be here. Sir, what is your name?
Hi, my name's Tim Mara.
And where are you guys out?
We're out of St. Louis, Missouri.
How long has Sunnen been in the machine business?
Sunnen's been in the machine business almost 96 years now.
Good Lord, 96. Well, we got the Spiderman and Michael B here. Let's take a look at some of the machines. What do you guys want to see first?
Well, right here we're starting off. This is a newer style machine than what I've got, but it's a handheld. It's nothing that has to do with any CNC stuff. Just mainly handheld. And this is what we use. I use one at my shop today, which is an older machine, but still today it's still very accurate. That just shows you how good Sunnen stuff is.
My machine's over 50 years old, and it's still kicking butt. And I'll tell you, the beauty of these machines is all the parts are available forever. So after you punch the hole in the cylinder, it's really rough from the machine process.
Okay.
This is what makes the cylinder the proper finish to seat the rings after we put the engine together.
Vitally important, right?
It's one of the most important steps of any engine. So we need to put a holder onto the block so it doesn't spin, and rest it against this guide. I don't know if you want to give us a little display.
That's what's called a torque bar. So basically, while you're honing the part, you're absorbing the torque of
It
the
won't
part,
spin out of your
out of your
hands.
hand, exactly. So you can also keep the bore square while you're honing it and maintaining the proper straightness and geometry. One of the important things is just getting good geometry of the
So
bore.
those are the stones that get bigger and make the hole finish properly, controlled by that dial up there, and you have the dial there to see the progress. It's all run by the foot pedal down the bottom.
And to add something to it, what people don't understand is honing the cylinder properly is more than just how to adjust the machine. It's using the right stone for the right material that you're honing. And the thing about Sunnen, their tech department's a phone call away to show you what stone to use. It's just, for instance, last week we been having a little bit of problem with our thing not cutting properly. What do? We call Sunnen. The deal was, in my machine, the guide plates on the stones were, and the guide plates wasn't letting them wear. So we had to take the guide plates, actually cut the guide plates down on our belt center just a little bit, right back to cut. We couldn't. We've been doing this forever. We've been having this problem, and finally, after we're doing about 10 blocks in a row, and man, we got to call something. We have got an issue here. There's got to be something better to cut this stuff to material with. Well, we called and said, nope, you got the best stone. You're doing the right thing. But I bet this is your problem. And one phone call away. That's how good the people are.
So this is a small bore, like a Briggs & Stratton. We just loosen the bolts up on this. We can change the stones in the holder and go right up to like the 5-inch Harley.
Same machine will allow you to hone pistons,
rods,
rods,
on mine,
valve
everything.
guides.
Wow.
So you can do multiple things. Anything from basically 60,000ths of an inch up to 6.5 inches with this machine.
I've seen guys in smaller shops with setups attached to a drill. Now, I gotta believe this just makes accuracy so much more dead on, right?
Right. Well, yeah. A drill. We make what we call portable hones, and portable hones are used for basically what we call field work, where you have to do something out, not away from a machine. You just don't have as much control and size and things like that. So the problem is that you're limited by how small of a bore you can go without
But your
having
portable home
yeah.
also uses the same stones
Same-
and uses the same holder. So the portable home is just as good if you know how to use it.
Yep, same technology.
It takes the operator means a lot.
That's right. Yeah.
And that's one thing I've got in my bag is my brother is an awesome operator, and we can, like I say, honing a hole is only as good as the operator unless you have the machine we have.
Let's
at
go
the
look
end
at
of it.
the new
And we're
machine.
We're gonna walk down here and check
Let's
out the new
take a
stuff.
look. I hope you are enjoying our machine road tour. Big thanks to Larry McBride and Michael Beland. We want to make you feel like you are there. If you know anything about any of these machines or have any questions, please leave them in the comments. Let's see what's next. Another amazing honing machine here. Wow, guys, we got another amazing honing machine. You got to tell me about this one. What do we got going on
This
here?
is our SV30 ASX model. This is a step and repeat machine. It'll start in first bore, move hole to hole, rotate to the opposite bank, retract, tip over, dump all the oil out of the block, let you know when it's ready to load the second one in and go.
So what are the advantages over the one that we just looked at?
Well, that machine there basically is a good machine for doing small components such as rods, pistons, small diameter, spool valves, all kinds of anything's got a hole in small diameter. That's a good machine, what we call a horizontal pedestal machine. This is a block machine. As you see the size of a block, you couldn't pick up a block and hand stroke that thing over on this machine. So this is a machine basically that's dedicated for doing cylinder bore work.
And we're gonna get to see it in action.
Yeah, we're gonna get to see it.
Oh, can you guys believe this?
We're looking forward to it.
I hope you got your Santa Claus wish list out here.
Yeah, this is a dream machine for us, so we get to, about like everybody's going to be watching the video, they all wish they had one, we wish we had one.
Wow.
Watch this.
So right there, it's setting the hole. Yeah, so right now it's going in the part, and what you can see right here is the stones are expanding out, the numbers are coming out. And it's for this demonstration, it's just a quick cycle here. It's going to run a few seconds on the rubbing stones.
What is that fluid?
This is actually honing oil. It's a mineral-based honing oil. That's just supposed to keep everything lubricating and finish properly and generating great surface. Now what we're seeing is the second stage of the tool coming out. We've got some brushes in here which actually plateau the facility. The plateau honey is basically removing the high peaks off the finish, kind of working it and texture ready to run.
So on our other machine, the hand machine that we were hand stroking, this strokes for you, and we have to change our stones to go finer and finer. This has all the stones on one tool, rough to fine.
That's magic home right there. You ain't got to change no stones. does it automatically. It's got them in the homing head.
People would use this in manufacturing cylinders too, as far as if you were doing jugs or something like that. You build a fixture and put maybe 5, 6 of them in, and just let it go from hole to hole. That's how they manufacture.
Larry, it's a good thing you didn't bring your brother and a credit card, because he might go nuts.
Ooh, boy, I'm gonna tell you, he would hurt the American Express here, wouldn't he? Lord.
It's like being at an auction. You keep your hands in your pockets.
I'd be like OJ running through here trying to get away from it.
That's amazing.
And one thing I'd like to say, I'd sure like to thank Tim here from Sunnen for giving us the tour and giving all the people, all of our viewers out there to see how all these new machines work. And one thing they need to keep in mind when they decide to get a new machine, look up Sunnen, at least give them a chance to show you what they got, and go from there. Because I use one, like I say, I've been using one for 40 years I've been in business, and it's never left me sitting.
That is awesome, Tim.
Still runs.
And the people that stand behind it too, they're a phone call away and it's American made. Don't forget about that.
We appreciate it, Tim. What's the best way to get a hold of you?
You can get us, the best way to hold of Sunnen is Sunnen.com, www.sunnen.com.
Thank you very much. Is this one hard to operate in terms of the controls? Is this something where, again, you'd need to go to school, or is it much more basic?
Wow. So if I get a guy up and running this machine, probably one day a guy can understand how his controls work, because these machines are running.
One day?
One day.
Even somebody like me could run in one day?
No, we didn't say people like you. He's talking about.
Can you push the green button?
Might take a couple days.
You can be we let you be an operator.
Okay.
An operator means you can you know what red and green is.
All right.
And that's all you need to know is operator.
Maybe spectator would be better.
That would probably be the best thing for you.
Excellent. Well, I'm in awe, and I love what you guys do, that's for sure. Wow.
No refixturing, no setting back up, nothing.
So as a shop owner, as a business owner, you can just sit back and relax and watch the machine do the work.
Yeah, but this is a V8. We would do, like Harley Davidson cylinders, we make a jig and probably bolt 8 down and do all 8 at once. So we do the same thing without flipping, but it would move from each cylinder to cylinder. Just mass production. With tight tolerances.
Gotta get you one, Larry.
I want to tell you, I need one on the smaller scale. They have another one similar to this here.
I want a power stroke.
Yeah, the one I have is, and I'm sure this gentleman's heard of it, is old CK10 workhorse. I mean, it's a workhorse. I love it too. It works great.
More machines coming, but let's give you a quick look around here at the PRI show. Some of the beautiful machinery on display. Wouldn't you love to have a whole bunch of these, shop owners? Here's something that anybody out there in the motorsports world, I'm sure, is familiar with. This is a Miller welder. We have Jenna here from Miller. Thanks so much. We got the Spiderman and Michael B. Spiderman, what are we looking at?
Well, we're coming over here to the Miller welder. This is one of their newer machines, or I think that maybe their newest machine. But we're going to let Jenna explain everything to our viewers.
Yeah, so this is our Multimatic 220 that we just came out with. Well, we came out with it last year, but it's kind of still new.
Okay.
So some cool features that we have with this is we have one thing is our quick tech technology. So if you're in TIG mode and you want to go to MIG, all you have to do is click your trigger. You just pull your MIG trigger and you go right back to MIG. So you want to go back to TIG, you just push your foot pedal. You don't have to walk back to your machine. You don't have to change your gas. You don't change your polarity. Everything's right there.
Now, for those who may not know, what is the difference between MIG and TIG?
So MIG is a constant consumable. So you pull the trigger and your wire's coming out. For TIG, you're feeding it in yourself, and you have a foot pedal. So you're pushing your amperage through your foot pedal. Everything else is controlled. With MIG, you just pull the gun and you're ready to go.
And long ago, this is something welders could probably only dream of, to be able to switch back and forth.
So normally, like in a fabrication corner of your shop, you're doing an exhaust pipe, or building a custom exhaust pipe, you cut all up and fit it, and you just tack it like on the bike with a MIG welder. Then you go sit down at the table and do fine TIG welding to finish all the welds. Now you don't have to switch machines. You just flip the pedal up, grab the other tip, and keep going. So it's a time saver, and it's a shop room saver. It's both machines in one box.
Yeah, I remember welders being much, much bigger. What happened here? How were we able to get these things so small?
Electronic circuit boards. Simple as that.
Like, you know, my first Miller welder, I believe it was a 350 amp. It was huge.
Big Frankenstein switches
It was
on
huge.
it.
Now I got the 200 amp that does more than the 350 did, and it's just a little tiny welder that does more than what I did. I know there's all different. What is the cost of this machine?
So right now we have a sales price right now for this show specifically. It's about $28.50 right now. So and that comes with
Two machines in one for $28.50.
Yes, that's pretty good.
And don't forget, Miller has technology, sync-wave welding, which you change the amperage of the TIG welder in waves, so you don't have to work the foot pedal on and off to increase and decrease to get your puddle correct. You just flat foot that thing with a set temperature correct, set amperage correct, and just roll that thing around. It works perfectly.
It's the same way my welder works in the shop. I have all of the waves in it, and very simple. But Miller, they're always innovating the welding industry. And we're very proud to have our Miller welder. So if somebody wants to buy one, I need to get a new one. Will y'all call me and see? I'll make you a deal. Only $2,800 to buy my $4,000 welder.
They have. It's like TVs, right? They keep coming down in cost. So both you guys can weld, huh?
I can weld.
And
that's what I do. I'm a welder also.
And in the drag bike world, that's essential, right? You're going to need to weld.
Absolutely. You know, it's unbelievable what I've learned. I've never been to school to weld, ever. I've basically learned how to weld.
Put rules and stuff.
Well, the hard way. But coming to this show and watching the Miller people and asking them how they did this, how they did that. And I've learned a lot by that. Then only by my friends and other people that have taught me little tricks here and there. But here I've learned a lot about tungstens and gases and gas lenses and this, that. I mean, this goes on. I've been coming here to the PRI show, oh God, for at least 25 to 30 years. I've been into all of the Florida stuff. I was coming here before I went to Florida. Then went to Florida, went to everyone to Florida, and I've come back here and I've been to everyone since. And to come over, and this one place I always stop is at Miller and see what they have. I just want somebody to take me up on my offer and buy my welder and buy me a new one.
I think somebody will. Has it been busy over here at the Miller booth?
Yes, it's been very busy. The 220 is one of the most popular things that we have going on right now. So another cool feature with this machine is we have, so say you want to go back to MIG, you go up to your C25, and it shows you the gas you're in, so you know what you're doing. And it also shows your polarity, so you don't mess up what polarity you're setting. So another cool thing is this is our auto set it lead feature. So you set your wire diameter here, so whatever type of wire diameter you're using, and then right here you set your material thickness. So, and you can see as we change this, our voltage and wire feed speed are changing, and this is our recommended parameters. This is what we develop in our lab that we think is good for this type of diameter and this type of material thickness. And you have room to play around in here as well.
I love it.
Yeah, so it's auto set, and then you also have manual mode, which is simple volts and wire feed speeds.
Well, thank you so much for showing us.
Thank you.
Much more to see from the Indiana Convention Center in beautiful Indianapolis, Indiana, but I'll tell you, it's really too much to see in 2.5 days. We hope that we're giving you a small taste, and we hope you are enjoying this.
Sometimes like that with the thing. Hey, I used to know my phone. He's fan drags, but he's
Man, Mike, what are we looking at here?
This is a test system for a freshly remanufactured engine. So instead of waiting until it gets delivered to the customer and assembled and then put in the car and they find out there's a leak or a problem internally, it spins the motor hydraulically and they can test it for leaks, test it for cylinder pressure, make sure it's going to run properly before it even goes out the door.
That's valuable.
Harley Davidson does this with their production motors, believe it or not. They don't actually run them like mechanically with gasoline and fire in the cylinders, and they actually run them hydraulically before they go in the bike.
We need this for a top fuel Harley and a top fuel motorcycle, don't we?
Johnny Vickers of Hawaii Racing has a system like this for your fuel system on a top fuel Harley.
Isn't that cool?
He spins it with an electric motor, and we check the condition of the fuel system with your data recorder.
Mike, the spectacle that is Machine Row over here, how would you describe it to somebody who's watching this video out here but has never been to the PRI show?
You got to get here and see all the different manufacturers and the different machines, and the best way to learn is talk to the guys standing by the machines, because it's their machine. They developed it, they sell it, they warranty it, and they're the ones with all the knowledge.
There's so much to see. Hard to see everything in 2.5 days. I know
crazy,
that.
Man. 2.5 days isn't enough.
Wow. Mike, what in the world are we looking at here?
This is one of the Street Outlaw guys, Andrade Jr. This is his car. This is a dyno. Like normally on our motorcycle, we just roll the motorcycle up onto the dyno, and the rear wheel drives a drum. This is a little more accurate. It bolts directly to the rear wheel. You set it up in the shop and bolt it to the car, and you run the car through this machine, and it tells you the horsepower and torque.
Amazing.
And there's two. There's one on the left and one on the right. And it's pretty crazy when they dyno these things. They jump up in the air, and the motor makes 1 million horsepower, and flames shoot out everywhere. It's incredible.
I don't go to report. Look at it real quick. Close that window out.
Technology and the money out here is just staggering.
Yeah, it helps you tune the car before you go to the track. You know, it's like the rear wheels are spinning under a load.
Whatever happened to Don Garlett's going by the seat of his pants? Those days are over, aren't they?
Way over. That's why street cars now go 6.5 seconds. Technology.
Amazing. How you doing, guys? Are you guys fans of the Spiderman, Larry McBride?
Absolutely.
What's your name?
Marvin.
And
Nick.
where are you guys from?
Maryland.
Well, thank you for being here. Spiderman,
Sand draggers, man.
how about it? You having a good
Again.
having a good time on Machine Row?
Absolutely. Yep.
Thank you. So much to see and just not enough time. The PRI show is an extraordinary event. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you liked it, and we may do a more in-depth video next year. Well, thank you, gentlemen. That was very insightful. Very insightful. You know, we see so much of what goes on at the drag strip, but we don't often get to see the machines that make it happen back at the shop. And all the hard work's done at the shop, right?
80% of the races won at the shop, right, Larry? Absolutely. There's no doubt about that. That's why my brother's not here. He's working.
Well, many of you racers out there can relate. The race season simply never ends. Steve's back at the shop working hard. We are cruising the PRI show. So much to do, so much to see. There will be many more videos coming from the PRI show. And we got a special guest coming up here in just a second. Thank you so much, Motorcycle World, for following along. Thank you for subscribing to Cycledrag on YouTube and liking Cycledrag.com on Facebook. You get to share in the knowledge of Larry Spiderman McBride, Nitro Harley Racer, Michael Beland. It's a lot of fun what we're doing here, isn't it?
It is. Absolutely having a great time, and to be toured through the Sunnen office here and all the machines has been absolutely fantastic. Best part about it, the pay is great. The pay's great. Jack's going to give us a check.
It's coming from you. Thanks for watching Cycledrag.com. Wait a minute, is it the legendary Jesse James? Are you really the legendary Jesse James?
Sometimes, only in my own mind.
What do you got on your hat?
Cycledrag.
You're the man. Do you watch the Cycledrag YouTube channel?
No, but you should.
We hope that you'll start watching, and I appreciate it.
Yep.
Well, thank you, Jesse, Mike, and Larry. And Larry and Mike, the check is in the mail. think it is. Anyhow, thank you so much, Larry, Jesse, Mike, and thank you everyone for watching. We are closing down PRI. What is your name, young lady?
Carol.
Well, and you're a big race fan?
Yes.
Where are you from?
Indianapolis.
Thanks for all your hard work. Do you know, look at, we have Del Flores, Larry Spiderman McBride, Tim Haley, Michael Beland. You got some motorcycle drag racing royalty. We hope that you can follow along. Can we get you to a race this year?
I have a lot of friends that race, so
We want to see you there.
I'll be at the races.
Well, thank you for your hard work. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
We got new fans every day, don't we? How about it, guys? What a show it
You're
was.
a good
Larry.
man, Zach.
It was a great show, wasn't it?
Great show. Tim's hiding in the background. Tim's running.
It was a great show. Let's break this thing down. We're getting ready to leave. Everybody have a good time though. Del, it was great to see you back.
Absolutely. Always a pleasure.
Love it.
Thank you, Jack.
All right, guys, let's head on to get ourselves an iced tea, right? Iced tea and a cheeseburger. Let's do it. All right.
Hydrate.
Good seeing you.
Thank you.
What a PRI it was from Indianapolis, Indiana. We always love meeting new fans and followers and exposing new individuals to fast motorcycles. It was very nice to meet all of you, and we hope to meet more of you at future events. Again, please leave us your feedback on this video, anything you know about these machines. Please leave it below, your questions, your comments, and where you are watching from. And most of all, if we will see you at a race next season. We sure hope so, guys. Thanks a lot for watching, and thanks for growing this channel to what it is. I appreciate it. Take care. There's videos of Michael Beland, Larry McBride, and others in action on this channel. Make sure you're subscribed to Cycledrag on YouTube, like cycledrag.com on Facebook. Much more coming from the PRI show, and much more coming from the world of motorcycles. We'll keep it coming. Thanks for watching.